The man never expected that after various deities and auspicious beasts moved into his yard, there would still be a foolish Onmyoji daring to show up and provoke him. The blonde guy originally planned to force Jack to sell him the exorcism talisman outright, but before he even got to see Jack, he was sent straight into Avicii hell by the mountain god. When the blonde guy regained consciousness again, the only scenery left around him was a shabby shrine and endless dead trees. Fear drove him to start running, but the next second, he ran into a rock and died. However, death was not the end here. The mountain god activated infinite resurrection. Time kept rewinding back to the beginning, but the way the blonde guy died was different every time. After countless cycles, he finally realized he had provoked something he never should have. He cried and kowtowed to the shrine, apologizing. Only then did the mountain god release him from hell. To his co-workers outside, only 6 or 7 seconds had passed, but the blonde guy who had been arrogant just moments ago, now looked mentally broken, screaming as he fled from Jack's home. Compared to such foolish humans, the mountain god cared more about the newest pastries. The shop whose red bean cakes he loved was actually planning to change the filling, so the mountain god went out with Jack specifically for this. Although ordinary humans couldn't see the mountain god, those with pure hearts or sincere faith could more or less sense his presence. On the way, Jack bought for the mountain god a teacup that suited his aura better, and a special cushion. Soon after, Jack arrived at the pastry shop he often visited. To his shock, the owner who had looked extremely haggard before, now looked full of energy. What Jack didn't expect at all was that this owner had once encountered the mountain god. As a native of the area, the owner had gotten lost in the mountains as a child. By accident, he stumbled upon the mountain god's shrine. And so, the mountain god used his own way to guide the lost child back. This slightly fantastical experience became a story the owner told for years. After that, to show his gratitude, he often brought pastries to the shrine as offerings, until the mountain god noticed that his internal organs had problems. Although gods cannot alter the fate of human life and death, they can ensure a person remains healthy before their final moments. Of course, the mountain god had his own reasons for doing this. After all, the owner's successor was still very young. To repay Jack for buying pastries, the mountain god worked overnight with the spirit turtle and the Yinglong to create an open-air hot spring. You could even enjoy a small drink in the hot spring. After soaking for 6 or 7 hours, Jack felt completely renewed. But then, new guests arrived in the courtyard. When Jack opened the door, he realized the visitor was the Qilin he had saved in the mountains. Like the other 2 auspicious beasts, he was also one of the 4 spirits, but his personality was completely different. The Qilin was timid, but extremely talkative. The little ferrets responsible for translating collapsed one after another. Only then did they finally get to the topic of expressing gratitude. The Qilin never expected that there would be a human completely uninterested in land or resources, but soon the wind god and thunder god stepped in to help Jack. Not everyone has such strong material desires. Besides, everyone defines happiness differently. At that moment, Jack also noticed that the wind and thunder gods had grown larger than before. They were gradually returning to their original forms, and all of this happened simply because Jack acknowledged them, thus strengthening their existence.